Hey, house guests, welcome to today's Big Brother 25 updates and spoilers. It's another crazy day in the Big Brother house. Our house guests of the day are Isaac Benjamin Songquist and Christine Caruso. Thank you both so much for the support. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it so much. So thank you again. And if you guys want to be house guests today, check out our Patreon link in the info box below. It's only $1 for a holla. Yay! And I also want to thank yesterday's super chatters because it's another fantastic way to support and grow our channel. So the CAC 16, Mary Ellen L, Deb Wicks, Sean Davis, Jefferson Tucker, Sean, Rigo's Life, Alex Paredes, Esme B. Hart, and Christian Torres. Thank you all so much for your super chats. Hey, everybody! Hold on, I just want to... Okay, APB asks, did they play the Invincibility comp that we voted them for, or did they play something else? I believe they played the competition. I believe we have a winner. We don't know who it is yet, so I apologize in advance. We don't have that answer, but we do have some speculation, so we'll get into that in a bit. But when we left off yesterday, it's pandemonium in the Big Brother house. Jag and Blue are up on the block, and as we know, Jag is Cameron and Red's target, but there have been many talks about flipping the vote to keep Jag. Sari, Izzy, Felicia, Matt, and Mimi were all on board to keep Jag, and they would need one more vote to make sure that it's not a tie, right? Because they don't want Cameron breaking a tie and ruining things. So Sari, Izzy, and Felicia were pretty confident that they would be able to get Jared's vote. They were pretty confident that they'd be able to get Jared to vote out Blue, the one he lays with. So, this is no surprise. Jared has been putting his foot down. He does not want to vote out Blue. He does not want Blue to go, especially not before jury starts, right? He wants to guarantee at least 2 more months of solid banging. So yeah, Sari and Jared were going back and forth about the vote. Sari is saying she doesn't trust Blue. Jared is saying he doesn't trust Jag. So they're kind of at a standstill on that. During that same discussion, Jared let Sari know, hey, I was talking to Felicia and she let me know that you have a final 2 with her, but that she said she would rather have a final 2 with me because you talk too much. Felicia also expressed concern that Sari would not be willing to cut Izzy when the time came. Needless to say, Sari was not happy hearing that Felicia was saying these things about her. So yeah, the trust between Sari and Felicia has been shaken. It's officially shook. We also saw that Red and Cameron were getting in on the paranoia train. They are freaked the freak out by all of the whispered conversations that they've been witnessing their allies, their Legend 25 allies, having without them. And then they're not getting any reports back on what these conversations are about. So we saw there was a late night emergency Legend 25 meeting, and basically everybody was saying, stop being paranoid. Like, we can't be freaking out anytime we see somebody talking to another person. And they were like, we're going to stick with the alliance until jury. Now, Red and Cameron, I'm sure, are hoping that will happen and would try to make that happen on their end. But like the rest of the alliance is like, yeah, we're going to go to jury together. We're doing that. Yeah. So anyway, Sari, Izzy, and Felicia, yesterday, by the end of yesterday's spoiler, they're still trying to figure out what to do with this vote. Sari is wondering, is it really worth it to rock the boat with Cameron and Red by voting to keep Jag? Because they're hearing that if Red were to win HOH next week, he would want to put up America and Blue. So they're wondering, like, is that really the case that those guys still wouldn't be coming after us? So, you know, they don't want to go against Cameron and Red's wishes and keep Jag if they're not going to be Cameron and Red's targets yet, right? They don't want to make themselves targets sooner than they need to be. So that is very much still up in the air. And then Big Brother threw some fuel on the fire, right? BB let the house guests know that a secret power would be up for grabs. Ooh, they didn't tell them what it was, but they said America was voting to determine who was going to be competing, right? There were 4 top vote getters, and those 4 get to compete for this secret power. So everyone was trying to figure out yesterday who the lucky 4 house guests were, and the feeds were on and off a lot as Big Brother called the house guests to the diary room one at a time, right? To find out if they were competing and to actually like do the competition. So while this was all going down, Jag is making use of his time, right? Jag was campaigning to Jared in the scary room. I mean, this is an uphill battle, right? Because Jared is very close to Blue, but Jag is not giving up. So Jag is basically telling Jared, look, if Blue goes, you're not going to have as big of a target on you. Look what happened with Riley and Matt. Everyone considered them a showmance. They linked them together and it made them a bigger target. But now that Riley's gone, no one's talking about targeting Matt anymore, right? He was able to like reintegrate his way into the house and he's kind of a hot commodity at this point. So let's be real. People want to break apart showmances and bromances, any strong duos that they know about. And Jared's like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, that is a very good point. So Jag says, if I stay and I win HOH, I mean, I think it's pretty obvious. I would put Red and Cameron up on the block. And if the power of veto is used, I would put up Bowie because, like I was saying, she's associated with them, right? And these associations can get you into trouble. So Jag says also numbers are very important, right? You got to have numbers, but they're not everything. It's all about the quality of these numbers. I mean, you got to look at who your numbers are. Can your people win competitions? Look at what happened this week. Red and Cameron, it's 2 of them. They just ran this whole week, right? It didn't matter that they don't have a lot of numbers behind them. So, yeah, you got to have quality people on your side. And Jag says, I have performed better in competitions than others. He's trying so hard to not like campaign against Blue, but like he's performed better than Blue specifically in competitions. So Jag says to Jared, you know, I got you. My character and how I play this game is really important to me. So Jag brings up how he campaigned for Riley, even though it put a target on his back. But he's saying, I won't be scared to do that again. I am so loyal to my allies, and I would be willing to do that for you. And tells Jared, I know you're in a tough position this week, and I respect that. I know you're really close with Blue. He didn't wink, but I added the wink. So Jared says, you know, I have to play the game, even though I'm close to Blue. So he says he is heavily considering possibly keeping Jag. He does not want the personal stuff he has with Blue to cloud his judgment. So Jared's like, you know what kills me though? I really wanted Blue to make it to jury. He says, if we were already into jury by now, it would have been an easy pick for me, right? Implying he would vote out Blue, no problem. Oh my God. So I mean, Jared is basically factoring in how badly does he want to continue to sleep with Blue? Is it bad enough that he would decide to keep her over Jag? This is insanity. But Jared says, I have told Blue she's been playing this game horribly, and I know that that messes with my game when she messes up. Oh my God. Like he's a freaking angel up in here. But Jag says, again, I know this is a big ask, and I understand the weight of it. So if you keep me, I will not forget that. Right. So the feed's cut for a few minutes, but when they return, Jared is saying, I need to check in with everyone else about the vote, see what they're thinking. So he's not really giving Jag an answer one way or the other. But Jared says he's feeling more and more like he might need to vote out Blue in order to extend his life in the house. Oh, I mean, is he just paying lip service here? We don't know how serious he is about that because we saw him put up quite a fight about this decision when he was talking to his mom. So anyway, later, we finally get confirmation on our first player for the secret power. No surprise, it's Cirie. I mean, we knew that Cirie was going to be one of the 4, right? Come on. So Cirie and Izzy are chatting in the backyard, and Cirie says she feels like she took too long during the competition. She doesn't think she won. And Izzy's like, don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up, mommy. Cerie says there was a limit of 12 minutes to complete the competition, and she thinks she was probably close to around 10 minutes. So she feels like she probably didn't get it. Because they weren't going to find out until later that night who won it. So they're not sure who else was given the chance to play. They do talk about how Jared has been distancing himself from both of them. And Cerie thinks it's probably because of the conversation that Jared had with Felicia, where Felicia was like, I don't trust Cerie. She needs to get rid of Izzy, blah, blah, blah. And Cerie's thinking Jared probably just doesn't want to appear too close to Cerie and Izzy at this point. And Cerie's like, I'm trying not to get annoyed about it, but it's pissing me off. So a little later, Cerie and Jared chat in the hammock. And Cerie is asking, is Felicia still talking about me? And Jared says, I don't know. I haven't had a chance to really talk to her one-on-one since that last conversation. So Jared says, however, Mimi did approach me. And Mimi told me she is still totally with the brown sugar babes. Now, I feel like we haven't really heard about the brown sugar babes in a while, but it's coming back up again. So just a reminder, that is an alliance of 4 with Cerie, Jared, Felicia, and Mimi. So Mimi's saying she's still with that group, but she told Jared that Izzy is really becoming a liability and she's not sure that Cerie would be on board with taking her out. So this is very similar to what Felicia was saying to Jared. So Cerie's like, oh, Felicia must be getting to Mimi about this. But Jared reports Mimi also said that she wants to get their group together because she's just tired of all the back and forth anytime someone starts to panic, right, and get paranoid. She's sick of it. No more of that flip-flopping. So Cerie's like, all right, I'm going to have to talk to Mimi. I'm going to have to let her know I'm not blood related or anything like that with Izzy, right? So I would be willing to cut her loose. But like, would you also be willing to cut loose your blood relatives? Because it'd be cool if you wanted to vote out Jared at some point. Yeah, but anyway, we also get confirmation during this conversation that neither Jared nor Blue were picked to play for the power. Jared says he thinks that Corey got it, which is just funny because earlier in the day, we talked about this yesterday. Jared was being a jerk and telling Corey, like, there's no way that America would vote for you to get this power. Like, you have a bad personality. They don't like your personality. So now Jared is thinking, man, maybe Corey did get it. Cerie thinks maybe Felicia may have gotten it. Apparently at one point Felicia was like, man, I thought I was going to go in there and it was going to say congratulations Felicia, but it didn't. So Cerie's like, how did she know that it would say congratulations if she got it? You know what I mean? So she thinks that Felicia could have it. So she's telling Jared, maybe try to talk to her one-on-one again because she would probably tell you if she was picked to play. Okay. So later, Izzy and Jared have a game chat on the hammock, and they are discussing the Corey situation, right? We've been hearing the last few days a lot of issues popping up around Corey. The For Real Alliance is not feeling great about him at this point. They are feeling more and more like Corey is going to have to go sooner rather than later. So Jared says, Corey is not doing anything for my game. Do you think there's a little extra burn on there now that Jared thinks that Corey was picked to play and he wasn't? But Jared says Corey is not even trying to win competitions right now, right? He's been throwing stuff, and it seems like Corey has something going on with Cameron, even though he knows that Cameron is targeting Izzy, right? Izzy brings up that she was talking to Corey about Cameron at one point, and Corey admitted, like, yeah, Cameron has mentioned your name, Izzy. But so then when Izzy was asking what Corey would want to do if he won HOH, his target wasn't Cameron. So that was definitely a red flag for Izzy. But Jared says, yeah, Corey is strictly for himself. So they agree their next 2 targets are Cameron and Red, of course. But after that, they really want Corey out. Oh, Jared says that Corey becomes dangerous the minute he starts really like playing and trying to win competitions. So Izzy's like, I always knew that Corey would have to go, but he's been moving up higher and higher on the target list as we go on here. Jared says that Corey really thinks he has everything all mapped out, but he doesn't know all the shit that's going on. All right. So he also says that Corey's lucky that Cameron and Red are still in this game, right? And are going to have to go first because if they weren't there anymore, Corey and America would be on the block next. Oh, okay. So anyway, a few minutes later, Sari and Matt are chatting outside, and Matt shares that he was also one of the 4 to play for the Power, and he's hoping that he did well enough to win. So Sari is like, all right, well, he shared this with me. So she shares with Matt, yes, I did also play. She doesn't think that she won, though. And she's telling Matt, like, don't tell anybody, right? We don't need people knowing that we played. All right. So that's 2 out of 4 that we know. Meanwhile, Felicia, Mimi, Mimi, not Mimi. Okay, Felicia, Mimi, and Izzy are chatting about the vote in the bathroom. And Izzy says, I don't know, this twist is making me nervous. Felicia's hoping that's going to be a blessing in disguise if the right person wins. They still don't even know what this twist does, right? They have no idea if it's just like you could take someone off the block or you could take away a vote. Like they don't know what the deal is. Izzy says that she thinks that their group has a good shot at winning HOH next week, right? She says timing is everything. And she just doesn't know that this is the right time. I'm going to fill in the blanks here. The right time to flip the vote to keep Jag and draw a line in the sand with Cameron and Red. So Izzy says she hates it. She really hates it. But she thinks that they need to keep Cameron and Red feeling comfortable, aka voting out Jag. So Mimi agrees with this. They're asking Felicia, what do you think? Felicia says, Jag is a smarter and better player than Blue, right? That is pretty obvious. And she thinks it would be good to take out a stronger player. But she says we still also need to figure out a way to take out Cameron and Red, right? If we have Jag on our side, there's a much better chance that he will win a competition and help us target those two than if Blue were to stick around. So Izzy says, yeah, Jag is a strong competitor without a doubt, but would he be strong enough to do the deed? You know, if he were to win HOH. I'm assuming she means like, would Jag be bold enough to put Red and Cameron up on the block together? I think, yeah, right? Unfortunately, the feeds switch, so we don't get to hear the rest of that conversation. But a little later, Sari and Mimi have a game chat in the storage room. And again, we know from Sari's conversation with Jared that she was planning on talking to Mimi and kind of like smoothing things over with the Izzy situation and everything. So Sari is telling Mimi, I definitely rocked with Izzy when we first came in this house, but I cannot keep talking Red off the ledge, right? There's been so much drama between Red and Izzy. And she says, I can't keep putting my neck out for someone who's not really in my core alliance. So Sari says, I am 1000% about the brown sugar babes. Is she really though? She's not really trusting Felicia at this point, and she's definitely had her doubts about Mimi before. So anyway, Sari says, it's sad, but I can't save Izzy. They both agree they love Izzy, but she keeps doing stuff to mess things up, right? They can't have that. So I don't know how serious Sari is in this conversation. I don't know. I feel like it would take a lot for her to want to cut Izzy because she sees Izzy as someone who will absolutely take her or Jared to the final 2. So I don't know how serious she is about that, but that's what she's saying in this moment. So they're talking about the drama between Red and Izzy, especially the other night when it really came to a boil. And Sari's like, I had to step in because Red was saying, if we can't resolve it, let's dissolve it, right? About their Legend 25 alliance. So Sari's like, I'm not doing that again. I'm not putting myself in the middle. I am not a therapist. And they realize like Red and Cameron are looking for any reason to take a shot within the Legend 25 group, right? At them. But Izzy keeps giving them reasons, right? They can't have her doing that anymore. So then they switch gears a little bit, and Sari is asking, what should we do about the vote this week? They agree they do not trust Blue. And yeah, it'd be good for Jared in Jared's game to keep Blue, but is it good for anyone else in the group? Mimi is not sure that it's worth pushing Jared away to get him to vote out Blue. And she says, we can trust Jared way more than we can trust Jag. I mean, it depends on what trust you're talking about here. Jared has a really big mouth. So but anyway, Mimi says she's not willing to lose Jared in order to gain Jag. So then Felicia joins them. And Mimi saying, if we keep Jag, we're going to become fair game for Cameron and Red to target us, right? It would appear that right now we are not their most immediate targets. But if we keep Jag, we're definitely drawing a line in the sand and opening ourselves up to being targets. So Felicia agrees with this, and Cerie's wondering, is it worth taking the first shot just to save Jag? They're not really that close to Jag anyway. They would be putting themselves at risk. So Felicia says, if we get rid of Jag, the only person that we disappoint is Jag, right? Corey and America, they weren't in on this plan, so that doesn't matter. And Felicia says it's going to buy them 2 or 3 more weeks of safety with Cameron and Red that should keep them going until jury. So by the end of this conversation, they agree they should just keep Blue and let Jag go. No! So the flip is dead for now, at least. We'll see if anything else happens with that. Not too much else to report from last night. At one point, Cerie was alone and talking to the cameras and thanking America, the country, not the person. And I'm not sure if she was thanking the fans just for voting for her to play or if she was celebrating. Maybe she found out she won the power. I don't know. We don't have any confirmation on that. So I don't know. But anyway, we also saw last night Corey and America cuddling in the hammock. And this was very interesting because they're talking some game. And America was talking about how she doesn't feel like she's really part of the For Real alliance. And just a reminder, the For Real is that alliance of 7 with Cerie, Izzy, Felicia, Jared, Mimi, Corey, and America. So America says, whenever I walk into the room and a bunch of people from that alliance are talking, they all scatter. Yeah, that's not a good sign. America and Corey are definitely on the outs with the rest of that group. I don't think Corey realizes what a dire situation he's in with that group, but America is definitely picking up on it. So America says, if she wins HOH, she'd be making a big move. She would either put up Cerie and Izzy or Felicia and Izzy. Okay, wow. So she's really going to be switching it up. But she says those 3 are working with everyone and no one calls them out on it. She's not wrong. Definitely not wrong. She is not going to be doing their dirty work for them and targeting Cameron, Red, or Bowie, especially when the For Real alliance doesn't even talk to her. Right? Why is she going to do their bidding if they're not even working with her? So Corey is hearing all this, and Corey does not seem as into this plan, like, at all. Corey is basically like, no, you should not do that if you win HOH. He says it's too early to make a move like that. Helen, he's thinking they should ride it out with that group to the final 10 or so before they make a shot like that. Okay, but like they're prepared to take you out in like the next 2 weeks. So but anyway, yeah, so that was interesting. Today, Izzy is speculating about the secret power and she's kind of like figuring it out. She thinks it could potentially cancel the eviction. Correct. Because she realizes like this season is supposed to be 100 days. We got to stretch this shit out, right? We need people in this house to get this season to last 100 days. So, yeah, she's on to that, right? So we have Corey and Izzy chatting on the Sky Bridge. And this was a very interesting conversation, especially after what we saw Corey and America talking about last night. So Corey says, my ideal final 5 would be me, you, Izzy, Cerie, Jared, and Felicia. Oh, so like not America? At first, I thought maybe he was just saying this because he wants to try and like make sure there's not a target on him in America since they're kind of showmancing. But I don't know. Kind of seems like he wants America to go for real soon. So he says he's really nervous about America making it too far into the game. He's really scared that he's going to end up on the block next to her, right? I mean, that would make sense because, again, they are getting closer. People are acknowledging that. And there's a good chance that they would go on the block together. So he's like, if that were to happen, People are probably going to keep America over me. Yes. So he's like, I don't want to actively work against America, but this whole situation is really eating away at me. So Izzy's like, no, I think you're right. Like, I think you have valid concerns here. And she tells Corey, if there comes a time where we don't need to take like a big shot, America would be a great choice for us to target. So Corey's like, yeah, I could see down the line maybe America versus Blue up on the block, like in a few weeks. And they agreed that America probably would go home against Blue. So Corey's asking, am I an asshole for saying all this? I'm getting closer to her and I want her to leave. Like, is that bad? And Izzy's like, no. Also, you don't have a bad personality. Because remember, Jared was telling him that the other day. So Corey's like, oh, yeah, Jared apologized for saying that to me. So Corey says, America trusts him, but if she gets far in this game, he feels like he's going to be effed. He says she's confiding stuff in me, and I feel like a dick for thinking that she should go. So Izzy says this is the kind of stuff that you make up for after the game is over, right? You need to do your thing, play the game here. And Corey's saying he doesn't have feelings for America like that. True or false? I don't know. I feel like he might have some feelings for her, but like he doesn't want to be getting into all that on the live feeds. He's focused on the game. He knows his family's watching. So I feel like he's like putting up a wall here, which is understandable. But yeah, he's talking about taking out America soon. Oh my goodness. So in other news, Jag is working really hard to chat with everyone. He's campaigning his butt off, and he's got a lot of clear campaign points in his discussions. So of course he's saying, I'm going to be a strong competitor to go up against Cameron and Red. Obviously, they are my targets. He's bringing out the shield argument. I'm going to be a shield for you against Cameron and Red. They're going to be targeting me. And if you find yourself in a situation where you're up on the block against me, you're going to be safe. I'm going to be the one leaving. However, if you're on the block against Blue, she's probably the pawn, right? Because she's just kind of there. So yeah, who would you rather be up on the block against? Also, Jag is talking about how he's loyal to his allies. He fights hard for them. Look at what he did for Riley when she was up on the block. He fought until the very last minute, even though it was hurting his own game. And Jag also revealed that he was picked to play for the Power, and he's saying he lost. Now, we don't know if he actually lost or not, but it does seem like he was one of the 4 to play. Okay, so we've got 3 out of 4, right? Sari, Matt, and Jag. Who's number 4? But yeah, I think also when he was talking to Izzy asked, all right, say you do stay and Cameron and Red are gone. What's your plan after that? And his answer was basically like, well, I'm loyal to 7 Deadly Sins, so I would do whatever you guys want, right? We would figure it out. I mean, it's not a bad answer, right? I don't think it was enough for her, though. So, on the other hand, all right, we got Jag campaigning his butt off. On the other hand, Blue is a mess. She's not really campaigning, and people are noticing, right? They're wondering, why does Blue feel so comfortable that she's not talking to any of us? Does she not realize that she has to campaign? Is it because she's a recruit and she doesn't know like how this works? But then they're like, no, that wouldn't make sense because she campaigned really hard when Riley was up on the block. So like obviously she knows that you have to campaign. But because she's not talking to people, people don't know where she's at game wise. They don't know what her goals are, who her targets are. So at one point, Blue was talking to Bowie. This is like one of the first times ever that she's talked to Bowie, which is also not great at this point in the game. But Blue is saying that she wants to be seen as her own player, not just a showmance. Well, do something then. You're not doing anything to create an impression on people other than being in the showmance. So she also tells Bowie, yeah, I'd probably throw the next HOH because I don't want to put a bigger target on my back. What in the F? You're on the block this week. Why would you not go for the HOH to try and protect yourself? Like, what? So she figures, I was just a pawn this week, and she doesn't want to become a target by winning HOH. You can't make this up. She's clueless at this time. Also, the feeds have been very, very choppy today. And at one point, she was talking to Jared in the bathroom, and we only got to see a snippet of this conversation. But it seemed like Jared was like chastising her for something. Like, I don't know. He feels that she did something again to hurt his game, and he was basically telling her like, why is it that my game is always being affected by you, but like you've never been in a position where your game has been harmed by something that I did, blah blah blah. So I don't know what she did, but I don't know. I don't think she spilled the secret or anything. Um, but apparently he didn't like something that she did. But again, feeds have been super, super choppy today. So who freaking knows? But as frustrating as it may be, right now it's looking like Jag is going to be going and Blue will be staying, which is just such a shame because he's working so hard to try and stay while Blue is doing basically nothing. It is Waffle Wednesday though, so who knows? It could flip again. You know, there's going to be a million conversations about it, but who knows if it's going to stick. Also, we don't know who has the secret power or if it will even factor in to this week. We know that Sari, Matt, and Jag have all played for it. Number 4 could be Corey, could be Felicia. We don't know.
Hi, give me some waffles.
Yeah, right. I definitely could go for some waffles. Yeah, we don't know. We don't know who that 4th person is. We don't know who won, but hopefully all will be revealed in tomorrow night's episode, right? Hopefully they don't leave us hanging. So tonight we've got the POV episode, so that should be entertaining to at least watch Izzy spiral a bit. Yeah, so thank you all so much for being here. I want to thank today's super chatters because you guys are awesome. Oh, Bowie has a bear. Wendy Will, thank you so much. Let me scroll back here.
There's a lot to write.
Okay, it's fine. Wendy Will says it's great to have such an entertaining season. For real, right? We didn't know what we were going to be walking into this year, and this cast is definitely delivering with their paranoia and terrible gameplay. We're here for it. Thank you again, Wendy. Nanita Medrano, thank you so much. Yes, microphone. Thank you for the super chat. Yeah. Angela H, thank you so much. Angela says, I really hope Corey, America, or Matt get the power. Thank you for all your hard work on these updates. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm excited that Matt at least got to play. I think it's definitely possible that Corey played as well because he was like smiling at the camera and being all like, what a day it's been. But who knows, right? But yeah, I think
who is he? That Martin Short character with the hair sticking up?
Which one?
The one that
Oh, maybe. Speaking of Martin Short, this season of Only Murders,
wonderful,
so good. Anyway, Jefferson Tucker, oh my goodness, thank you so much for the very, very generous super chat, and that is a very fun sticker to go along with it. Thank you for being our floor manager as always. Jody Cortez, thank you so much. Jody says, I think they'd be waiting for something in the room. Wait, in what room? What are you talking about? What's going on? We need the details. Mary Ellen L, thank you so much as always. Jody Cortez again. He said, by the way, oh hi, no word on this power. # free Janet. She's here. She's free.
I'm free.
Yeah, I don't know. We don't know yet who won the power. There's been a lot of speculation, but we don't have a
what is the speculation?
We don't have a real answer. Well, like I said, we know that Sari, Matt, and Jag all played. We don't know who the 4th player was.
Okay.
Could have potentially been Corey or Felicia.
Right.
But we don't know who won. We don't know. Hopefully we find out soon. William Dang, thank you so much. William says, great updates and spoilers. Thank you. Terrible gameplay for everybody except Mimi. Yeah. I wonder if Jared wins a jury vote based on his behavior in the BB house. Poor Corey yesterday. I know. He's like really being a jerk. But I don't know if everybody in the house is seeing it as much as we all are watching it.
Bubby, no.
Bowie, don't rip apart your bear. It's tough to say,
it's
but
a pride dog.
Yeah, I feel. Oh, it's a dog. That's right. I
Bubby.
feel like
He's scissoring.
Oh, I feel like a lot of people are definitely not Jared fans, even within the house. Yeah. True Teddy, thank you so much. Teddy says, Jared is so dumb. I hope Blue
How
tells.
dumb is he?
I know. I hope Blue tells Felicia, I know your son is Jared, so that secret can blow up. He works overtime to hurt Cerie's game. For real, though. Yeah, I mean, I wish she would freaking spill the secret. That would really kick things off here. But I don't think she's going to do it. I think she doesn't realize the significance of the secret. And I also don't think she realizes that she's in danger here. She's just laying around, right? She doesn't even know.
Having a good time.
Yeah. I'm curious if she knew that there was a chance that she was going, if she would spill. I don't know. But thank you so much, True Teddy. Dane Thomas, thank you so much for the super chat. Carla S, thank you so much. And Carla says, I finally got the super chat figured out. Love the recaps. For season 25, I vote for one more puppet show. No! Thanks for all you do. Thank you so much for being a fan of the puppet shows, but I just don't think we can do it anymore. First of all, it's just like so hard to find the time to do those, but also like, I'm not trying to get canceled. It's very hard to. It's a fine line, and we don't want to cross it. We don't want to like upset anybody, and it's a thing of the past. I mean, we had fun with it, but I don't think it's gonna be coming back. But thank you again so much. Jump, thank you. Jump says, go Corey, Jag, Nicole, and America, not the country. It's a good group.
Of puppets to auction off, though.
We do have a lot of puppets, right?
Yeah.
Can't get rid of those.
No.
Robert Smith, thank you so much for the super chat. Really appreciate that. And that's where we're at. So thank you all so much. Yes, they'll always be there if you want to go back and watch. They were definitely of their time, right? Okay. The triple eviction song. Oh my God. Yeah, there was a lot of fun with those for sure. But thank you all so much for being here. We'll be back tonight for the episode recap, and we hope to see you there. So thank you, and until tomorrow, or until later, and then tomorrow, much love. Bye, everybody.